sing this song. How long is tonight? We can't miss one tonight.
It's not nighttime.
Tonight!
It's daytime.
It is daytime. In fact, it's afternoon time.
And this isn't U2.
No, it's not. This is American Brews and Tunes.
Yahoo!
Here's a theme song, you know it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American Brews and Tunes. Shibbity beeby dow.
Welcome back from the theme song.
Yes, the theme song. Well, it's another regular edition of the episode. That means that Jesse and I have been listening to the albums that each of us has recommended for the other.
Yes.
What did you recommend for me again?
I recommended for you an album by the band of Horses called Cease to Begin.
Correct, and I've been listening to that for the past 2 weeks, and you've been listening to The Sufferer and the Witness by Rise Against.
Yep, by Rise Against.
Wow. Two albums.
Two
That's
albums,
for sure.
For sure, yeah, definitely. They are both a collection of songs with perhaps a central message.
Yeah, one would be led to believe so, and one would also be led to believe that they were probably printed on a tangible medium.
Yeah, most likely. Either a thing made of plastic and or vinyl.
Plastic is vinyl.
Is plastic vinyl?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
What is it?
Or
polyvinyl.
Polyvinyl chloride.
I think that's
Polyvinyl
PVC.
methylene. What is it?
PVC.
Yeah,
Polyvinyl
that's
chloride.
true. What is a vinyl made out of? Rubber?
Wax. It starts out as wax, and then I think PVC is plastic. I don't know. It's PVC.
It's
That's all we
something.
need to know.
It's something.
It's all something. But anyways, who cares about what is put on? It's music.
Yeah, true. That's actually a good point.
But I do like records because they're funsies.
Because they're funsies.
Yeah. But also, since this is a regular edition of the episode, we each have a brand new beer.
Yes, we do. What?
So what do you have this week, Jesse?
I've got a local brew from the brewery Mantra. It's called Veteris, English style old ale, aged in bourbon barrels.
Interesting.
So this should be very interesting, actually. This beer only has an IBU level of 13.
Wow, that's extraordinarily low, if I do say so myself.
Yes, it is very low. It's coming in at 9.5% alcohol by volume, or as people say in the know-how, ABV. Now, let me read you what this beer says, because it's actually kind of humorous. At least I think it's kind of funny.
I do like a funny beer description, so
All right, here we go.
do read.
Wisdom comes with age, as does great beer. Veteris is an English style old ale, aged in bourbon barrels that pours dark as a tempest night, anchoring its flavor in malt, leaving hops forgotten on a distant shore. Be true to thine own self, and keep playing the music. To be, yes, to be. That is the answer.
Okay. Interesting.
Kind of a strange little descriptor.
Mantra's a pretty cool brewery. They're just south of Nashville, in Franklin.
Yeah.
And a lot of their beers, it seems to be a trend that they'll put some type of herb or spice or something organic into their beer. Like they've got that one IPA is the Saffron IPA.
Yep.
I've had a Roots IPA where they put carrots in it.
Huh.
They've used really interesting grains that almost make it cereal-like. They're very interesting, and I like them a lot.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited to try this beer out just to kind of see what it tastes like, because English style old ales in general I've liked in the past, and so I'm excited to see what their Mantra twist on it is.
Yeah, because Mantra does put a twist on everything.
They sure do.
That's their mantra. So you'll be drinking that, and I'll be doing something a little bit more riotous.
Ooh.
I'm about to incite a riot with my Molotov surprise.
Oh, boy.
This is a brew by the brewery Evil Twin Brewing, and I know we've had a couple different beers from them on the podcast, like that Liquid Double Fudge or the even more Cocoa Jesus.
Yeah.
This one is actually a play on one of their other beers. The original was being the Molotov Cocktail, which was a triple IPA.
Yeah.
It is a heavy-hitting IPA. I believe it clocks in at like 11 or 12%, which is pretty intense. They do have a light version of it called the Molotov Light, and that's still the heaviest light beer I've ever had.
Yeah,
like an
still,
8% IPA.
Yeah, still 8%. Yeah.
And they also have a Molotov Heavy, which I've never seen it and I've never had it, but I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So this one's a different twist. It says Imperial India Pale Ale with natural flavors added. And here's what the little description says. Where your beer had an IBU of what? 13. This one has an IBU of 80 and an ABV of 12.
Wow.
The description says, despite the crudeness, it's tricky to make an effective Molotov surprise. Despite its unruly nature, it's tricky to resist a game of fruit-themed beer roulette.
Ooh.
Spin the wheel of Evil Twin, cause you're in for a fruity surprise.
Oh boy.
So based on that, one would be led to believe that it's a mystery.
A mystery, yeah.
But if you look on the bottom of the can, where they stamp the date, it says batch number 1 grapefruit. So I'm not going to be surprised at all.
Not really a mystery, but as far as fruit flavors for IPAs go, I think grapefruit might be my favorite.
Good go-to for IPAs because grapefruits already have the bitterness, and enough citrus that comes in there. So it's great to be paired with hops. So it makes sense. So
I'd say so.
What say you that we crack these? I've got a can and you've got a bottle, so we'll have some nice, fun, different sounds here.
I say let's crack them. Now, I'm not really sure what's going to happen when I open this, so hopefully it doesn't spill everywhere.
Ooh, mine's...
Well, there was no crickety crack in that opening, but
I can smell mine like immediately.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what mine smells like. Yeah. Oh my! It almost has like the scent of a barley wine.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, kind of. Barley wines can smell like a lot of things. Every time I think of barley wines or old ales like that, I think dark fruits.
Yeah, here, give this a smell real quick, and I'd say you definitely smell some like plums or something like that.
Yeah, I can smell that in there.
Oh, you know what? This smells a lot like the Surly Pentagram.
Interesting.
I had that over Christmas, and it was like very smoky, oaky, and like dark fruit heavy. So let's give this a pour and see what happens.
Yeah. I've already poured mine, and it's a dark orange color. Not as dark as some of the IPAs I've had. I'd say it's actually pretty similar to the last one we had, the Hop Slam. This is like an old man Rust coming back to say hello.
Oh, really?
Kind of like, you know how Kramer always pops in Seinfeld to say hello?
Yeah, maybe that's...
Old man Rust is sliding in the door saying, whoa!
Oh, hello, boys. How's it going today? I'm back.
Old man Rust Kramer.
Old man Rust is back, guys, and he's in the form of the Molotov Surprise.
Yeah, so that's the color I'd say for this.
Now, the color of my beer is black very dark, as the night.
It is. Not as dark as like the heaviest of stouts we've had, but that's pretty darn dark.
Yeah, I mean, for like an old ale, I literally cannot see through it.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Let's give us a little cheers and give it a little taste.
All right, yeah. Why don't we give it a clinker do and give it a shot?
Okay, let's do what you just said.
Shibbity-bee-doo!
This is a lot smoother than I expected, actually.
Is it?
My memory of the Molotov cocktail, like the original one, is just really like big, intense. And this is big and intense, but it's much smoother than I thought, and it's very citrusy. I'm not getting like super aggressive hops, but more the bitterness you would expect from a grapefruit.
Yeah.
Actually pretty good.
My beer is fantastic. It kind of has, you know how like an English old style kind of has like a dry maltiness to it?
Yeah.
Or I might be wrong in saying that, but this beer has a dry maltiness to it. And the overnote, that's like the undertones of it. And the overnote and the general mouthfeel is a very strong dark fruit flavor.
It's got a thick mouthfeel?
Yeah, it's actually it's kind of, well, it's still thick. It's obviously going to be thicker than that a little bit.
I'd say this is pretty thick, though.
Actually, I take that back. It's going to be thicker than like a lager.
Yes.
But not as thick as a stout, not as thick as a porter. And probably not as thick as that.
This Molotov Surprise is very thick, I would say.
Yeah.
What, you want to do a switchy?
Yeah, but that sweet, dark fruit really comes through. And I don't really know if I'm tasting any of the barrel aging at all.
Barrel aging? Well, we just did switchy, so we'll see if I can pick up on it.
Maybe the barrel aging is what gave it that.
I think I smell some of the barrel, like when I'm giving it this beer.
It could be, yeah. I'll have to keep trying.
Yeah.
But all right, we just did a little switcherooski.
Yeah, so I'm trying Jesse's beer. He's trying mine.
Oh, it smells really good.
Oh.
Whoa.
That's pretty good.
Whoa.
And I don't think, you're right, I don't think I taste much in the way of barrel aging. Mm-mm. I think I smelled it. You know what? After I sip it down, I can taste, there's a woody taste to it.
Yeah. It's kind
It's
of
it's very at the end of the
it
taste.
goes really well with that dark fruit.
Yeah, and it's nice. But this is super grapefruity.
That is very grapefruity.
Less hop bitterness, more like grapefruit bitterness.
Straight like grapefruit citrus going in my mouth right now. Did you ever, as a child, eat grapefruit?
No, I hate them.
Oh, really?
I still kind of hate them.
My mom would like cut them in half, and then she'd give us a half, and then we'd have a spoon, then we put sugar on top of it to kind of take away some of the bitterness. And then you just like spoon the individual little slices out and eat it.
My mom had grapefruit spoons, those little ones that had serrated edges on. You ever see those? Yeah. They're so funny.
But that's like the exact flavor that I taste in that.
It tastes like a legit grapefruit.
It's not really good.
Like, obviously, there's hops in here, but it's not the most pressing bitterness. It's more the grapefruit citrus bitterness that you get.
Yeah. So right now we are both checking these beers in on our absolute favorite social beer app called Untapped. They are not a sponsor, but we really like them, and their app is fantastic. It's a great way to remember the beers that you've tried.
And see what your friends are trying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just a fun social drinking
You
app.
can leave a little note of how your beer was. You can leave a little rating. You could say whether you had it in a can, bottle, draft,
Where
taster.
you had it. You can even comment on your other friends' beers.
Yeah, exactly. So it's essentially social media for beer.
Yeah.
It's the best.
If they want to sponsor us, we won't be sad. But enough about that. As per usual, if we think that the beer flavors taste at all, we will go ahead and let you know.
We'll let you know if they change, not if they taste at all. We will let you know. We will be like, hold on, pause the music, time to update the beer.
Yeah, which it sometimes happens.
Usually we just go over it at the end of the episode, but who knows? That could change today.
Anything is possible!
Anything is possible if you just believe.
I think the past couple times I've been going first because I've had really
of
heavy-hitting
dense
albums. So we'll let you go first this time.
Yeah, your album is a little bit less dense than this one. Well, I'd say they're both kind of the same-ish.
Nah.
But anyway, but anyway, I am going to start off with the album from the band Rise Against. The album is called The Sufferer and the Witness.
Now, had you listened to Rise Against much before this at all?
None.
Did you know any of their songs? You probably knew like some of the big radio hits.
Nope.
I know you knew at least Swing Life Away on the acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I know that one.
That was probably like their first big breakthrough song, and that was the album before this one.
Okay.
But this album garnered their biggest radio play, I'd say. Biggest MTV music videos, and they've been huge ever since then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This album came out in what, 2006?
Around that sounds about right.
This album, or just like the general sound of pretty much the entire album, is like melodic hardcore punk.
Yeah. That's a good descriptor, I'd say.
Yeah, I think
Angsty. Angry.
I believe that definitely describes the sound of this band well.
Their name fits, right?
Rise Against?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like Rise Against.
Oh, angsty. Yeah,
angry.
Gotcha. I would say that just like the last album you recommended me, Pennywise, From the Ashes.
Mm-hmm.
The title of this album, The Sufferer and the Witness, is definitely seen throughout the whole album again.
Okay, that makes sense.
The theme, or maybe not the theme, but there's the title having the sufferer, someone suffering, and the witness, either the person witnessing that person suffer, or even the person suffering witnessing other people suffer, or whatever else.
Yeah.
So that's a huge theme that comes in through this whole song. So let's just dive right in.
Okay,
I'm gonna say one thing or a couple things before actually I dive in.
Okay, say what you need to say, John Mayer style.
Yeah.
Say what you need to say.
Say what you need to say.
Hey, don't diss the John. He's the mayor.
Oh boy, he is very good though.
He's great at guitar.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a
kind of a creep,
weirdo
but
in real life, but
whatevs.
His music's great, and by golly, he's a great guitar player.
True.
That live, I don't know if you ever listened to the live album that he did. Oh my goodness. Ugh.
I've listened to the one where he plays with B.B. King and Tedeschi Trucks Band.
I don't think he does. I think it was like live in L.A. or something. I can't remember. But do you know the song Neon?
Yeah.
He like opens up doing this like crazy acoustic guitar solo, like slapping and tapping. Like, it's so good. And then he goes into the song Neon.
That's crazy.
Which playing the verse guitar part in Neon's tough by itself.
Yeah.
And then he sings over top of it. Yeah. Yes, that guitar part's insane.
Yeah.
He's such a good guitarist. But enough about John Mayer. Let's get back to Rise Against. I'm sorry.
Let's get back to Rise Against. So the thing I'm going to say before I start the review of this album is that most of the songs, apart from, I'd say three, sound very similar. Like
I could see that.
Like that phrase I used to describe it for melodic hardcore punk.
I'd say for someone who doesn't listen to this much of this style of music or isn't very familiar with it, would say it all sounds the same. I could see that.
Yeah, except for a couple songs.
Well, yeah. There's a couple that definitely stand out.
But anyway, that's what I wanted to say before we started, so I'm not consistently repeating myself about how catchy it is.
Yeah.
The first track is called Intro / Chamber the Cartridge.
Golly, this is a good song.
It is. It's a very great opening song.
Did you recommend it?
Nope.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean, what's wrong with me?
These
are my recommendations, bruh.
Fair enough. If it was me, this would be the first one to recommend.
So this is where we first see the kind of the sufferer and the witness type theme.
Yeah.
One of the lines is it too late to reverse what we've become? So, I mean, looking back on maybe mistakes you've made that have caused you to be the sufferer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I didn't recommend it. I gave it 4 out of 5, though. It's a good song.
It's so catchy. It's so fast and awesome.
I know, but that's not what I'm recommending songs on.
Like when I wake up, I know some people like to have a slow start to their morning. I want to like listen to this song to get me going.
After the intro,
do 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 do. It's just do 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 do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that you like it.
I'll let you continue. Sorry to interject. I'm an interjecting type sometimes.
Okay, well...
only when I'm interested, though. What were you about to say?
Track number 2...
Oh, what a good... I'm sorry. False interjection.
...is called Injection. So pretty close to interjection.
Yeah.
I came very close to recommending this song.
This is a very popular song.
Or at least giving it an honorable mention. Mm-hmm. This song is basically about rising up, like in a challenge or like a trial,
like to rise against.
Yeah, exactly. But the main like metaphor they use is wanting an injection of something to give you the strength for what is to come. Mm-hmm. Basically, again, very fast, very catchy. It's a good song. 4 out of 5. On to track number 3, which is my first recommendation. It is called Ready to Fall.
This is...
Now I'm standing on the rooftop, ready to fall.
Probably the second most popular song off of this record. Yeah. It was a big music video, lots of airplay, and they play probably every single show they do.
Yeah.
Big song.
It's a very good song. Mm-hmm. One interesting thing about it to note is in the verses, the drums are faster. And then in the chorus, they slow down.
Like halftime. Yeah. I'm glad you pointed this out. I was going to say it actually after you were done talking. Yeah. I don't want to say it's a trademark Rise Against thing, but they do this often. They've got really fast, aggressive verses, and then they've got like halftime, really big anthemic choruses.
Anthemic.
Yeah, or being like an anthem.
Yeah, exactly.
Like sing along, like let's join in this together.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that as well. It seems that in most of these songs, there's a tempo change or a time signature change or some type of difference between verse and chorus.
Yeah, my high school punk band, we used to write choruses in that style almost.
Really,
halftime and big choruses.
Yeah,
almost to the style of Rise Against. Not to copycat them, but it works really well and we liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that is one of the trademarks that makes them so good and so catchy.
Yeah, they're popular for a reason, my man.
Yeah, exactly. So the song Ready to Fall, I believe it's kind of about like being ready to fall into something new, being ready to like take the quote-unquote plunge into some type of new territory.
Yeah,
or
to
something
jump.
in general like that. Yeah.
Standing on the
rooftop, ready to fall.
No trust falls, though.
No.
Or maybe it is a trust. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, man. That's a very good song.
But yeah, I gave that song 5 out of 5.
And you did recommend it, correct?
I recommended it, yep. On to track number 4, which is an honorable mention. Just because it's a short, fast, awesome punk song.
It really is.
This is one of the songs that sounds different than everything else. It's like less melodic and less what's the word I'm looking for here? Less anthemic.
Yes, I'd say less anthemic, but it's almost got a poppiness to it. I wouldn't say melodic, but like the guitars are really major sounding. It's real poppy.
Yeah. It feels more like a rancid fast punk song.
Yes, I really like this song,
which I really like. Mm-hmm. But that's all I'm going to say about it. 4 out of 5.
Fair enough.
Honorable mention. Track number 5 is called "Under the Knife."
Ouch!
Now,
just kidding.
Now this is where in the album it gets very mundane for me, in terms of like, all right, another song like this that I've just heard. It's very catchy still,
but same.
I give it 3.5 out of 5.
Fair enough.
Track number 6 is called "Prayer of the Refugee."
And this is what I would say is the most popular song on the album.
Yes.
And maybe one of their most popular songs ever. Boom, boom.
Yep. I give the song 5 out of 5. And this is, I would say that this is kind of like the crux of the album.
Okay, I can see that.
In terms of theme, in terms of that, the sufferer and the witness. Because this song is about someone who's been displaced, or is the sufferer, or is like a refugee, obviously, in terms of the title. And it's kind of like a prayer of the outcast or the refugee, like I said. Kind of like asking for strength to face adversity with strength and independence.
Yeah.
So...
Don't hold me up.
Yeah. Don't hold me up now. Da, 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 da,
Did you notice
da, da.
Speed-wise, it's the opposite of fast verse, slow chorus.
Sure.
It's more like slow verse and then a faster chorus.
So they kind of switch it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But it's
Nice.
a super awesome, infectious song.
Yes, it
Super
really
good.
is. That's all I really got to say about that. I recommend it. 5 out of
enough.
5. On to the next song, Drones. 3.5 out of 5.
I don't think they mean like the drones that fly, like the unmanned drones
No, I think,
of today. I think it's just like mindless.
Mindless human beings
beings.
that are like drones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like, what is it? The bug drone bees? Is that something? Is that a thing?
I believe it is. Like the bees that just go out and...
The bees that like are just
Or ants?
programmed for maybe drone ant. I can't remember.
Something.
But either way, it has
Does
that
have a bug
that same theme of they're programmed for one thing and they go out and do that mindlessly
Until they die.
until they die.
Until the day I die.
That's all I want to say about
Until
that.
the day I don't know what song I'm singing.
What?
I think I'm singing some old... Till the day I die.
Till the day I die.
Until the day I die. That's what it is.
Die.
Story of the Year.
Okay.
That's an old, weird song.
Where
Sorry.
did that come from?
Because I was thinking about like an ant working, singing, Till the day I die. What a sad life. I'll let you continue,
my
sorry.
goodness. On to track number 8. It's called The Approaching Curve.
Ooh.
I gave this song 4 out of 5 and an honorable mention.
Ooh, that's a curveball right there.
I almost
approaching.
recommended it. Just because whenever this song came on, every single time I just loved it.
What's the intro?
The intro is like something kind of like slower, and they come in with like you know how sometimes a talking voice is like distorted to sound like a radio?
Yeah.
They come in with that, and it's just like a talking voice.
Okay.
So like the verses are this like talking voice telling a story.
Yes, I know what you're talking. Okay, I
Telling a
remember this
story
song.
about how him and his girl are like driving,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been like having problems or whatever, and they're approaching this curve, and she doesn't seem to be slowing down in order to maintain, you know, like the proper motion to hit that curve.
I appreciate this song much more now. When I was in like middle school or high school, whenever this came out, I used to skip this one all the
You're
time.
probably like, this is so stupid.
Yeah, it's not very fast.
No, it's not. And the reason I like it is because of the Galdern chorus.
The Galdern chorus.
It's so good.
The GDC.
It's it goes from being 4/4 in the verse to being 3/4 in the chorus.
which is always cool.
How does the chorus go again? It's so perfect, so happy. Do-do-do-do. I don't know. It's
Something like that.
it's super good.
I'm surprised that you honorably mentioned that one though.
Yeah, because it feels so different than the rest of the album. is one reason that I like it a lot.
Fair enough, good sir.
Just a side note about this song.
Fair enough, good sir.
Quick side note about this song.
Quick side note about the song.
Quick side note about this song from old Mr. Rust. Okay. Old man Rust.
Oh man, Russ, go home.
Okay, Sonny.
See you later.
Anyway.
I'll call you.
When I was working one day, I was at a stoplight, and I had my window open, and I was singing this song, the chorus, and the left turn lane, the green arrow, it like turned to a green arrow, and the truck that was sitting there like wasn't going, so I looked over at them, and they had their window rolled down, and they were like throwing up the rock devil horns. They were like, "Yeah, man!" And I was like, "Green arrow, sir." I guess they
You should just went like, yeah, back to them.
Yeah,
They must have loved it. That's funny.
yeah. So I
In
was like,
Nashville. In my mind, I think like a truck, like someone driving a truck would be like, "Country's better."
no, it was like a small like Mazda truck or like
Oh,
a
okay.
small Ford Ranger or something like that.
I'm a truck.
But that was kind of funny.
That is funny.
Anyway, so that's an honorable mention, 4 to 5.
Nice.
On to track number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Whenever we come to track number 9s in these albums, I always want to say that, but I always hold back.
I've
I'm like-
never actually thought to until right now.
Really?
I don't know why.
Like whenever I say, and now on to track number 9, I'm always like,
Number 9?
nine? Number 9?
9? Maybe we should do that all the time.
But
Number 9?
anyway, this song is called Worth Dying For.
Mm-hmm.
Catchy song. It's about finding something in life that's worth dying for, pretty much.
Is this the one that starts out real fast? Me on like dynamite strapped tight
Yeah.
around my waist.
I don't really like that beginning.
I like that
But
part,
then it
but
gets
it
better.
slows down just a hair when the rest of the instruments. Did you notice that?
It gets better whenever the rest of the instruments come in my opinion.
In your opinion,
Yeah.
I like that intro. I like all of
Because
it though.
the intro is just like a straight kick drum. Boom, 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 boom.
Set me off like dynamite strapped tight around my waist. Doof, doof, doof. Yeah,
I'm just like,
and then
meh.
I like it.
But then everything else comes in, and I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
nice. But I gave that song 3 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5, sorry.
Oh, a little better than 3 out of 5.
Just a tiny bit better.
0.5 better.
Half a
a
point.
little bit of math for you there.
Half a point. For those who didn't realize, 3.5 means 3.5.
3.5.
3.5 out of 5. Anyway, on to track number 10, called Behind Closed Doors. And this is another example of songs that sound very similar that are very forgettable, in my opinion.
It's a good song, but it
is.
I agree with you. I could say
like I've
it
said
blends.
for like all the other ones, it's very catchy, but very forgettable for me.
Okay, fair enough.
So I gave it 3.5 out of 5. Track number 11 is called Roadside. And this is almost kind of connected to track number 8, The Approaching Curve.
Is this the slower one?
This is a slow one with like no drums. There's
Yeah.
a string section. There aren't really many chords played until later.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beginning part is like just regular pick notes on an electric guitar.
Yeah.
It's very good. I gave it 4 to 5.
One of those ones that you would have outlined that sounds different.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of a like a quiet, contemplative song.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of thinking about the subject matter from track 8, The Approaching Curve, I think. Is
I can
kind
see
of
that.
what it's all about. But
What it's all about?
I do not recommend it, so we will move on.
Okay.
Okay. Track number 12 is called The Good Left Undone. This song is basically about dealing with regret, I believe, and kind of the same regret that goes along with being a sufferer or a witness.
Yeah.
You know, the regret of wanting to change something in your past, or
There could have been good, but it was left undone.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it's the regret on.
One of the
Looking
lyrics
back
that
at
I
that.
wrote down is there's a point we passed which we cannot return, or like to which we cannot return.
Yeah.
So all the good that's left undone. I like the song. I gave it 4 to 5, but did not recommend it.
Fair enough.
So that leaves one track left.
And you've only recommended
I've
2.
only recommended 2.
I don't think you recommended it.
I wonder if
I'm a betting man, I'd say no.
Me.
Me.
Track number 13 is called Survive. And I gave it 5 out of 5 and recommended it.
Oh, so your recommendations survived.
Yes,
till
I
the
did.
end. I will survive. That's what the song goes. I will survive.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Who's the actual band who did that song?
I don't know.
I will survive. Hey, hey.
I don't know, but Cake did a really cool cover of it. Do you know the band Cake?
Yeah.
He's going the distance. That's
Going the distance.
I will survive.
Hey, hey.
I don't know.
My buddy cover that.
I was never a huge Cake fan, but my buddy Jason was a huge Cake fan, and I know when I hung out with him in the past, he always had them on, and we played their version of I Will Survive.
Yeah. I've never really been a big fan of them. I mean, I've listened to some of their stuff.
They put the F word in their cover of Survive.
Really?
I should have changed that fucking lock.
Oh, yeah. Wait, is that the same? That's not the same song.
I would have made
I
you
need a hero!
No. I
That
don't
just
know
makes me
what you're singing now.
That just makes me think of Shrek.
I'm lost.
Oh.
When I think of
Never
Shrek,
mind.
I think of Smash Mouth.
Well, yeah, that too.
They were getting so sidetracked.
Yeah, we are. Let's get back to my last recommendation.
Why don't you get away from me, donkey?
Ogres are like onions.
Ogres are like onions. We have layers.
Layers.
And we make people cry. I don't think that's a line from the movie.
The only difference between me, ogres, and onions
You sound like Russian trick.
is that onions are normally white or red or purple.
Now you sound like
But me, as an ogre, I am green. I am neither white nor purple.
He said purple. I can't tell if you're like a Scotsman or a Russian.
I don't know. I'm just trying to mix as many accents as possible.
Oh, you look at the Irish. McCreary, why don't we go over to Boris? Vodka.
Have any of you seen that movie Shrek? Oh, you have? Have you seen the scene where it's like ogres are like onions? Yes, I have. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Are you asking me or are you trying to ask the audience? Or are you just saying it for saying? This grass is going nowhere fast. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's go back to the song. I don't know how. I know how we got here.
We
but
did, yeah.
There was a long...
I need a hero! That's how we got there.
Whatever that song is. They say that hero can save us. Nickelback from Spider-Man.
What?
Nickelback sang that song.
Was it in a Spider-Man movie?
I don't know if it was in the Spider-Man. I think it might have been the credits. Definitely on the soundtrack.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Sony.
Yeah, gotta love Sony.
Is Nickelback on Sony?
I don't know, probably.
Sony Records?
That would make sense. Or at least maybe at the time they were.
Maybe, yeah.
You guys, the first two Spider-Mans starring Tobey Maguire were great. I'll fight you to
were.
the death.
All I know is the third one was terrible.
It's objectively not very good. I still like it.
There
There are parts I definitely can't stand
whenever I
and that are laughable.
yeah.
They ruin some of my favorite villains and superheroes.
They just didn't need to have multiple villains in that
They also didn't need to have that jazzy dance scene.
emo
With emo-
dance.
yeah.
It was weird, just strange. Like,
Symbiote suit Spider-Man was my
I
favorite.
know that it's
back in
supposed to
the
be
day.
like Venom is taking over him or whatever.
The symbiote.
Yeah, but
Which is my favorite part in some of the... Well, I was introduced to it from Saturday morning
Cartoons?
Cartoons, yeah. That's the original Spider-Man cartoon, whatever it was. And then I did read some of the comics afterwards, and Symbiote Suit Spider-Man was my favorite, and Venom was one of my favorite villains, and they
Yeah.
butchered it. But
Yeah.
I still like the movie. It's not good.
it was still cool to see Venom though.
Yeah.
And the Sandman. Is that what his name is?
Yeah.
Sandman?
Topher Grace was a terrible choice
Topher.
for Eddie Brock. But they recasted Venom for a standalone Venom movie.
Hopefully
Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah, Tom Hardy. That
gonna
should,
look
that should
cool.
be pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's go back to the song. We are
Anyway,
getting so off track.
we have not talked at all about my last recommendation yet.
And the only way to survive is if you get away from me, donkey. I'm sorry. That was just it. We're done. Back to the song.
All right, let's take a U-turn and get back to the album.
I'm gonna restrain myself as much because I really want to do more Shrek quotes. but
Okay, yeah,
I'm
you better. So this is kind of a main.
waffles.
I'm trying to get
The
into this.
gingerbread man.
Not the gumdrop buttons.
I really want to watch Shrek now.
You're a monster.
You're a monster.
Do you know The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man!
I really just want to watch Shrek right now.
Who lives on Drury Lane?
The first Shrek is so good. I like the second Shrek, and then I don't know if I don't know if I saw the third, and then
I've seen it.
there might have been a fourth. There was a spin-off movie, Puss in Boots. Never saw that.
Never saw that. Yeah.
I would see a donkey spin-off
These
movie.
boots are made for walking.
We need to go back to the song. I'm
That's
sorry.
just what they'll
We have a
do.
whole other album to talk about after this.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
I am restraining myself much better now.
Okay,
It will not happen again.
All I know is
hope.
that as I was starting on track number 13, my last recommendation, I looked over at you and you had that stupid smile on your face where you were about to say something. So anyway, track number 13,
Can't be contained.
recommendation. Track title is Survive. At 5 out of 5. This is kind of the main meaning of the whole album. So people who do suffer and who witness suffering, the main line in this song is, how we survive is what makes us who we are.
Yeah.
So how we kind of process that suffering and what we do through that is, the product that comes out on the other side.
We survive.
After
and
you've
it makes us
crossed
who we
that
are.
bridge, after you've climbed that mountain,
After you survive.
after you've survived the horrors of whatever made you a sufferer or a witness, that's
the
what it
result.
is.
Yeah.
The result. Yep.
The conclusion.
After all calamities have been resolved,
Calamity Ganon.
this is who you are. Calamity Ganon, yeah. Let's not get into Zelda, though.
But
all right.
that's so good.
The bridge is kind of cool in this song, though.
Yeah.
The line is talking about, all smiles and sunshine, and, life has never been so great.
Is there an interesting guitar part that comes there in this bridge, or a bass part? Or is that
there's a different part in the bridge.
It throws it comes out of nowhere almost.
Yeah,
But it's really cool sounding.
It slows down, goes silent, and goes dun, 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 or something like that.
There's something I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know.
And then after that, those happy words have been said. Another phrase that's said is, "Life isn't like this."
Yeah.
So it's kind of bringing it back down to reality, and then saying,
nice to imagine.
how we survive is what makes us who we are.
Yeah.
So
I like that. Album.
I'd say this album is pretty good.
Would you check out more of their stuff?
Probably not, just because it's not my favorite style.
I would recommend going back in their catalog as opposed to coming forward, because they continue down the path of this style.
Hardcore melodic punk.
They get less fast and a little bit more, I don't want to say generic, but they kind of become more same with each release.
Okay.
And I become a little bit more disenfranchised with them with each release. I still like them a lot. No disrespect to Rise Against. I think I don't think there's any album I dislike by them. I'll say that.
Okay.
I've consistently bought all their stuff. I like to see them live every time. But I think their back catalog holds a lot of treasures.
Okay.
Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I would do that, but in terms of the type of genre that I like,
it's definitely not your.
It's
forte.
not exactly my favorite.
Yeah, understandable.
It's still really good, and I understand why people like it, but just in general, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, but let's face this approaching curve towards a different style of music entirely.
A quite different style of music. On to the album
Cease to Begin by
by...
Band of Horses. And a band of horses they are.
Are you sure it's not Band of Donkeys?
It might be. Why don't you get away from me, donkey? You shouldn't have started me down this road, man. This album came out in 2007, and I believe it's their sophomore album.
Okay.
Second
album.
Yeah, I suppose I should say that.
Unless you are in the old style of high school, where being a sophomore is your first year in high school.
Not for me.
My last year in junior high was 9th grade.
Okay, my first year in high school was 9th grade, so ours were a little different.
Yeah.
My middle school, or what they would call junior high at some other places, was 6th to 9th.
But I was like one of the last classes that was still in junior high when you were in 9th grade.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Anyway, back to the album.
All right, so this is a relatively short album. It's only 10 songs. I would technically call it 9. We'll get there later.
Yeah.
I think it clocks in around a half hour long.
Yeah, it's
very short.
Nice and short.
I like short albums for the most part. But I guess objectively, it doesn't really matter how long it is as long as it's good.
Yeah. Now, before you start, I would say that this album's pretty good.
Yeah, it's different than what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I almost thought my instinct from Band of Horses was like, do you remember when we first reviewed the Arcade Fire album, or at least I did? I told you.
Neon Bible.
I told you I was like, I expect like super hipster folky.
Yeah.
That's what I expected of this.
Yeah.
and it's not at all that.
Okay.
The first song disproves that entirely.
Yep.
The first song is called "Is There a Ghost?" and I gave it a rating of 3 horses.
Okay. What is the number of horses which it takes to make a band of them?
5.
5? Okay.
It's just a dumb way to do 1 out of 5 rating system.
One thing about this song that's kind of funny is whenever they're saying the first line, I could sleep.
I could sleep.
Except they say sleep.
I could sleep.
They don't pronounce the P. So
They do weird pronunciations throughout the album.
It sounds like they're saying, I could sleep. I could sleep.
We learned from choir, you really got to enunciate your last syllable.
Yeah.
I could sleep.
Thanks, Doc Smith.
Or the good doctor, Dr. Bob.
Yeah.
Hey there, Dr. Bob. Anyhow, the first song, Is There a Ghost? Upon my first hearing, I was really kind of excited because it wasn't at all what I was expecting, and it was it's a really rocky, catchy song.
Yeah.
And then it was just the same lyrics over and over and over again, and I was kind of well, this doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
And it took me a couple listens to realize there's probably a reason why they don't add different lines or different choruses. Obviously, they're trying to make these lines sink in.
Yeah.
When I was alone.
When I was
there a
alone,
ghost? Is that what it was?
There
Is there a ghost
in my house?
So obviously that's the point about being lonely and feeling haunted or alone or having something weigh on you or something. So that's the theme of that song. I didn't recommend it, but it was a good album opener, and I think it was good for me because it showed me what they were going to sound like.
Yeah, I was going to say kind of a good opening song for someone who hasn't listened to them to kind of understand what their sound is going to sound like.
Yeah, and it's not very lighthearted. It's no Casper, I'll tell you that. It's no Friendly Ghost. On to song number 2, which is called Ode to LRC. I gave this 3 horses as well.
Okay.
The singer said it was about a logbook or a journal book that he found in the Little Red Caboose, LRC.
Okay.
That had entries dating back 20 to 25 years. And so when you listen to this song in the different verses, they've got lines about old things that happened, like a dog coming for whatever. And then he's like, I bet you now the dog's not coming back.
Yeah.
Because the dog's dead, obviously. But it's obviously him kind of appreciating reading the things that people went through or experienced in the past.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to see one admire. I don't know if it's admiring or just appreciating. Acknowledging is probably a better word because he doesn't really say it's good or bad. He just acknowledges.
One thing about this song that I wish they changed is I wish they expanded more on the ending of the song, where they say, "The world is such a wonderful place," and then they go into la di da,
They do.
la da di da da.
I didn't care for the melody of the verses. Mm-hmm. I like the Where the hell I've been. I like that line a lot, but anyways, I didn't recommend it. So on to the next song, which is called No One's Gonna Love You. I gave this 3 horses, and when you hear that title, you're like, ooh, harsh. And the song is harsh. If you were to read the lyrics of the chorus alone, you'd be like, it's not that harsh, because the lyric is literally, no one's ever gonna love you more than I do, which you think is happy, but then when you look at the verses, it's in the midst of a rough breakup.
Yeah.
And they talk about limbs splitting and breaking or being pulled apart.
Yeah.
And he's saying, we're breaking up, it's bad, and no one's ever gonna love you as much as I did. So it's we're screwed. You're gonna know what you're missing soon.
You're ruining it.
But that's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
It's a slow, sad song, but
Yeah.
On to song number 4, which is called, and I'm gonna butcher this title.
Yeah.
Detlet Schrempf. It's German, so how would you pronounce that, Mr. German Pronunciator?
Let me
just based on the spelling, pronounce it.
Yeah, but let me
don't look it up.
But let me look at the song in my phone because
it's not going to get the lyrics will not give you any insight into the title. I can promise you that.
I cannot read what you wrote though. That's the thing.
Here, look at the title. Detlet.
Detlef Schrempf.
There you go. Do you know what that title means?
Nope.
It's a homage to a German professional NBA basketball player that played in their hometown.
Really?
Yes. But it has nothing to do with the song at all. The song's super slow, and I'd say it's dragging.
I like that song a lot.
I gave it 3 horses, because I didn't really care for lyrically or sonically about the song, but it's really pleasant sounding.
Yeah.
It's nice. to fall asleep to. No, it's very pleasant and dreamy, but it doesn't go anywhere for me. It's not, I have nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah.
But
I like that song a lot. Those two songs are part of the reason why I really like this band.
oh well, not me.
Because I really like how simple they are and how almost like smooth they are. And like
I could see that.
yeah, so that's part of the reason why I like them a lot. But
On to song number 5, which is called The General Specific. Whatever the heck that means.
it's a general specific
Yeah.
to things that are opposite.
Specific, yeah. I call it, well, I don't call it. I gave it a rating of 4 horses, and I recommended it.
Okay, nice.
Not the max rating, but
Still a better rating than 3.
yes. It's faster, and I would say it's more folky. It's got acoustic guitars, and like there's definitely hand clapping that go on in the song. And I'd say this is the first song that really exemplifies harmonies more than the other songs that have happened before.
Yeah.
The melody's very catchy, but it's nice to hear those harmonies coming in finally. I say finally like I expected it. I don't know.
Finally.
It's one of the few happy sounding songs on the album because a lot of the songs are more minor and a little bit more somber or melancholy. Yeah. But this one's definitely major and it's really happy sounding.
Yeah.
Even with the lyrics, I can't really tell what it means. I can't even take
The
my
general
own
specific.
I can't even tell like my own takeaway. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Generally, if you look at like lyrics and you don't know what the author is saying, you can sometimes take away your own meaning.
Yeah.
But I couldn't really get much of a meaning out of this one. But that's okay because the feel of the song sold me enough, and it sounded awesome.
Yeah,
melody, chords, the sound of the music, everything. So I do recommend that one. No, but it's a great movie. The hills are alive with the sound of music.
My heart takes
What's that lady's name? Is she Mary Poppins?
Y'all?
Is that her?
What's her name? I feel like I should know this.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. I know that I've referenced that joke a couple times, and Jesse was like, "What does that mean?" Now he knows what it means.
I watched
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Volume 2.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. He's like, "You look like Mary Poppins." Who's Mary Poppins? Is he awesome?
Who's Mary Poppins? Is he awesome?
He is awesome.
He is.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. What a gress. Let's move on to the next song. Song number 6 is called "Lamb on the Lamb," and then in parentheses, "in the city." I gave the song 2 horses because it's stupid. That's a terrible thing for me to say. I shouldn't say that. They put it here for a reason, and it has intrinsic value. Here's the one positive thing I have to say about it. The musicianship is nice, and the production value is good. It's an instrumental interlude. I'm not sure why it's here. It's like what, a minute and a half long?
Yeah.
On a 10 track album. Why do they have this interlude? I really don't understand. Do you have any insight?
No.
I couldn't find. I did some research and I couldn't find why.
Maybe they just wanted an instrumental.
I mean, that's the only reason I can think of.
Because it's stupid!
I want there to be a bigger reason, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, maybe they just... It's transition. It's a interlude.
It is. But on a short album where it doesn't really break up the 2 songs...
Yeah.
Well, the 2 songs are more happy songs, that like the one that happens before and the one that happens after. I don't know, maybe they were trying to sequence the album better and they were like, I have no idea. But
we need something to fill this... I mean, maybe it's just filler.
But
I hope not, but maybe it is.
I can run faster than 2 horses. Who am I kidding? No, I can't. Anyways, on to the next song, which is track number 7, called "Islands on the Coast." I gave this 5 horses, and it's my second recommendation.
There you go.
It's another fast and happy sounding song, but unlike the last happy sounding song, which was the general specific, this is a rock song, where that one was more like acoustic, hand clappy. This has got fast drums. It's got definitely 2 guitar parts going on. There's one rhythm guitar part, and then the other guitar is doing all kind of like lead lines. Not like flashy lead guitar, but they're doing like single note, interesting things that are make the song kind of cool to listen to.
Yeah.
Not dull, I'll say that. Still, and unlike the other song, the general specific, there's not really that much in the way of harmonies, but the melodies are really infectious. With islands on the coast, with islands on the coast, and your love.
Yeah.
Oh, 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 oh. Super catchy.
With that, don't they like go halftime with islands on the coast, with islands on the coast?
They definitely do.
Do.
And it's islands want to coast.
Okay.
In the lyrics. I don't know what that means. Who knows?
Who knows?
Islands want to rejoin the coast, so like loners want to rejoin the group, maybe?
Could be.
I don't know.
Cease to
Other
begin.
than that, I couldn't really decipher the lyrics, but that's all I
Yeah,
had to do. But this is a super catchy song. Dare I say anthemic?
Oh, wow.
As far as this album goes, it might be the only anthemic one,
Yeah.
other than the first song. On to track number 8, which is called Mary Song, and it's spelled Marry, not the name. I gave this 5 Clydesdale horses.
Oh my.
That's my favorite song on the album. The best part of the album is the keyboard part. I believe it's played on a Wurlitzer,
Probably, yeah.
and it just sounds so good. Like the tonal quality of this keyboard is
It's phenomenal. It was great.
on fleek.
Oh,
Throwback.
Using
It
that word
is
again.
so good. Like I
Yeah.
could just listen to an instrumental of this song and be happy.
Yeah.
I love that keyboard part.
Interesting.
Like because they just arpeggiate chords, and then after the vocal line, do 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 bum bum. It almost sounds like a drone in the verse, but it's really. It just drew me in really quickly, and it didn't. It took me one listen to know this was my favorite song.
Nice.
Which isn't always the case.
No, it's
for
not.
me.
With the albums that are recommended, definitely is not.
But over top of the keys, there are these tight harmonies. The harmonies come back, and they're not just like over specific lines. It's like I think almost the entire song, verse and chorus, every single word is harmonized, and it's pretty cool. Lyrically, I think the song's about getting married and living, like struggling with it and trying to live your life with that. Almost,
Okay.
I think it's definitely story driven because the first verse is like, "I'll marry my lover in a place to admire. I don't have to even ask her. I can look her in the eyes and thank God that I'm forgiven."
Yeah.
So he like knows he's in love. He's marrying this girl. It's great.
Yeah.
And then the second verse, he talks about like struggling. Like one of the lyrics is awfully hard just to stand on my feet. I think I'll slow down if I'm able. I won't drown in the ocean. So if
Yeah.
something's becoming challenging,
Yeah.
I'm guessing the struggles of marriage. I don't know.
This is where it's kind of left to interpretation, unless you would know unless he comes out and says exactly.
Yeah, this is all my interpretation of the lyrics. The third verse,
Oh,
Gesundheit.
oof.
The third verse, he talks about like asking like how your family members are doing. Like, I'll read the lyrics.
Yeah.
And how's your sister? And what of your brother? Extended hellos to your father and your mother. When I think of that, I think small talk.
Yeah.
So maybe like the mundane
yeah.
or the sameness
your
of being married,
sister?
the same person every day over and over. Maybe like that.
brother.
I can't tell. But
Yeah.
then the following stanza talks about like the wheelbarrow, like the struggles. And he says, "I'll make your load later."
Yeah.
And the chorus is, "Lucky ones are we till it's over." So in the end, I think he's like saying this is a good thing ultimately, even though there are dull moments or moments of struggle.
Yeah.
So it's a cool storytelling,
Now-
abstract song about marriage. I think
Yeah. Was that your third recommendation?
it was.
Okay.
And other than that interlude, it was back to back to back.
Okay.
Kind of odd. I don't know if that happens too often.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Not too often, anyway.
On
The last songs?
last two songs,
Yeah.
which song number 9 is called "Cigarettes and Wedding Bands." What?
Number
Another
9?
reference to wedding? What?
Number 9.
Number 9. Number 9. This song I gave 2
Number
horses.
9. Number 9.
2 horses.
2 horses, okay.
Yeah, so it's a low recommendation or low rating for me.
Yeah.
I don't really care about musically. Lyrically, I think it's about a family like going through struggles or being torn apart, whether it's through violence, like domestic violence, or through like hardships. I can't really tell because it sounds almost story-like because he talks about like
Yeah.
how your drunken brother thought he could help or something.
Yeah.
And then like there's all kind of things on the porch. And I think there's like a loveless marriage. Maybe their parents. I don't know if it's their parents or it's them. But like they lied at night. That's the chorus. And they lied at night. They lied at night. They lied at night. Yeah, and it's just.
The la da 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 da.
I don't know. Other than that, I don't have much to say about that. The last song number 10 on this very short album, is called "Window Blues." I gave the song
Blues.
2 horses and a pony.
Oh.
Just a
A
little.
Shetland pony?
I don't know. What's a Shetland pony?
A small pony. A small horse.
Oh, is it that like that funny
It's
looking
like
one?
little Sebastian.
Oh, I love Little Sebastian. Do you remember
I
that
think.
Remember that Amazon commercial where that lady was like saw the little Shetland pony sitting out in the field with the big horses, and he was lonely. So
Yeah.
she went on Amazon and bought him a
yeah.
doggy door for the front door, and he was able to walk in. Oh, man.
Think about if he pooped in your house.
Wouldn't be as bad as a big horse, but
It would still be bigger than a dog poop in your house.
well, you train him to poop outside like a dog.
Can you train? Yeah, never mind.
You
You can train
Probably.
horses.
You can do that.
People train horses all the time.
Anyways, this last song, Window Blues, is another slow one. And it's another folky song, not as much rocky as the past few songs.
Yeah.
But for me, it doesn't really go anywhere. I know.
Yeah.
I know you had mentioned this earlier. You asked me, how do you feel about the slower songs that don't crescendo? And I think this is definitely one of those. Like, they're salt and peppered all over this album.
Yeah.
And those are tough for me. I'm not gonna lie. I really like my songs to go somewhere. I like to anticipate something. Like a good reference would be Simon and Garfunkel's "Bridge Over Troubled Waters."
Yeah.
It's slow, but you know it's building, and after you've heard it a few times, you know what to expect, and you look forward to that crescendo and that huge point that's coming forward.
Yeah.
And a lot of these songs don't have that, and so obviously I think that's there for a reason to focus more on the music itself instead of anticipating. Maybe be in the moment. I don't know what they're.
Yeah,
Or maybe it's just the way they write. I don't know.
Whenever I recommended this album for you, I was like, "Oh man, I don't know if he's gonna dig it." I was kind of. This is probably the first album that I was really worried about. Well, besides Broken Bells, whenever I
I think it's
that a while
better
ago.
than Broken Bells. I'll tell you that.
Okay,
Not my favorite album by
but
far and large.
I was still worried about it though. I was like, I don't know if he's gonna like it. Or
You got to
not.
go out on limbs. I've recommended ones for you. I didn't think you were gonna like.
True.
Overall,
though,
the song "Mary Song" with that Wurlitzer,
Yeah.
I think is phenomenal. I don't want to buy this album. It's not the whole album for me doesn't have that much replay value.
Yeah.
The ones I recommended I think are really good, but Mary Song I want to download that and put it in my regular rotation because
Okay.
I think it's that good. It's a solid album. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. I think it's a great background album. I'd love to have it on when people are over. I have nothing bad to say about it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Broken Bells, there were some songs I was like, dumb. Other than the interlude song on here.
Right.
But no, it wasn't bad. And I definitely think that Mary Song alone was worth the album.
Okay. Awesome.
Such a good song.
Well, why don't we talk about these beers?
Well, let's recommend
Okay. We'll recommend
albums for
first.
next episode, and then we'll finish our beers and talk about them.
And now for something completely different.
You heard it here, you heard it first. And now for something completely different.
So, the current situation we're in right now is that there's something that's going to be completely different than what we've done before.
Yeah, normally, like we said all the time, I recommend a punkish type album. You recommend a folky, indie alternative album for me to listen to, right?
Yep.
So let's switch it up. Why don't we?
Yeah, why don't we? You know what? Why don't we?
You know, I know that many times during a movie, they'll say, that's a wrap.
Yes, they will.
Or during Christmas time, you
when
take
they're
a gift
ending
and you
the
wrap it.
scene, you know, you wrap something.
Or like
as
if you're
a
making
gift.
food and you got leftovers, you take some saran wrap.
Saran wrap and wrap it up.
Yeah.
Right?
Or like if you're trying to like talk to someone, like get some improv going, you say, let's rap, man.
Yeah, let's you know what? Why don't we just take this snake and let it wrap around us and see what happens?
Yeah.
Right?
Anyhow, for the next group of albums we're gonna recommend a rap album for the other to listen to.
Rap / hip hop, I would say.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough.
Because I think the album I'm going to recommend is more hip hop
Well,
or more rap.
what are you gonna recommend for me?
I'm going to recommend a Minnesota artist, a local Minnesota rapper.
Oh.
His name is Brother Ali, and I believe he is an albino blind Jewish man.
That is a
I
very
believe,
unique.
I believe that is who he is.
That's very unique. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
And the album I'm going to recommend for you came out in 2012, and it's called Morning in America and Dreaming in Color.
Okay.
Morning spelled MOURING instead of MORNING.
Oh, like Alkaline
So,
Trio's
morning.
album. Good morning.
Yeah. This album came out in 2012. And I'm actually going to recommend the deluxe version for you because that's the one that I've listened to.
Okay.
And it's a little bit longer, but I think it'll be worth it.
Fair enough.
So,
I'm going to do a curveball with you right now, and I'm going to go with 3 of my favorite rappers not just one.
Okay.
Ad Rock, MCA, and Mike D.
Okay.
I'm going to recommend To the Five Boroughs by the Beastie Boys.
Nice. I'm excited to listen to that.
It's one of the later releases in their catalog. I believe it came out in 2004. And it's when they started rapping about more social issues, more political issues.
Okay. Well, these two albums are going to be right in line.
Interesting.
Because
Okay,
this is
good.
a very much social commentary.
Yeah.
Is what I would say. Not every song, but
definitely some of them.
a lot of them, though, yeah. So I'm kind of excited about this because I started listening to Brother Ali maybe a year ago. And
Did you start listening because he was a Minnesota rapper?
Well, I heard him on The Current, which is a local Minnesota station. 89 through The Current.
Do you think they would have played him if he wasn't from Minnesota?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
They play a lot of less known artists.
Fair enough.
See,
I could have taken the route.
Good. I like him.
I could have taken the route and given you a Pittsburgh rapper, like Wiz
who would
Khalifa,
that be? Wiz Khalifa
or
yeah.
Mac Miller.
Yeah.
But I'm not as well versed with their stuff, so
Yeah.
I didn't want to recommend something I'm not super familiar with. Like I know the big songs, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're broadening our horizons, I guess.
One of the best things to do.
Yep.
Broaden those horizons.
Why don't we give a little last review of these brews and sign off?
Question:
Maybe have an answer.
do you like to drink the mule, like that
The mule?
Moscow mule?
Yeah.
Do you know what a mule is? It's a
Type of donkey?
horse and a donkey together, right?
I think so, yeah. Yep. Why do you say that? What?
I was gonna try to do a Shrek joke, but I can't. I had a really good punchline in my head.
full circle, back to Shrek.
I had a really good punchline in my head and it just didn't work.
What was the punchline?
I don't remember now. I was gonna come to just saying like, when the donkeys like keep coming, you just tell them, why don't you get away from me? But I couldn't figure out a way to like bring that up.
Do you like the mule, the drink?
What a terrible way to try and have a joke come out.
What is the mule? It's like a donkey, right?
The donkey and
Why
the horse.
don't you get away from me?
And I was gonna try to band of horses because of a horse,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and it just didn't work.
Didn't work out, man.
That joke had a lot of layers,
Remember, just like onions.
just like onions.
Remember Lord Farquaad?
Is that the little
He's like the little short king in that movie.
played by John
By-
Lithgow?
Yeah,
Oh, what a great actor!
such a funny character.
He's so tiny.
Yeah.
That's such a good movie.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. What does it say? Show me the most beautiful princess of them all, or something like that.
And then it shows Shrek's face saying, "Why don't you get away from me, donkey?" No, it doesn't. We digress.
Anyway,
So last thoughts on our beer.
This beer from Mantra has gotten better as it's gotten warmer.
What's changed about it? Like, did any flavors kind of come out that weren't there before?
I wouldn't say that new flavors have appeared. I would say that the flavors that were already there are more pronounced now.
I'd say the same about this.
So the mellow, dark fruit flavor is like in the forefront now.
Okay, fair enough.
As where before the kind of bitter, smoky malts were were in the front when it was colder. But as it's gotten warmer, the dark fruit sweetness has come.
Do you still have the barrel aging on the tail end of the flavor?
I
little bit of
honestly
woody
never
flavor.
had that. I mean,
My
I
first
think,
taste, I had a little bit of wood flavor in my the back of my throat after sipping on it.
what I think the barrel aging has done is, like an old English style ale is kind of more lighter.
Yeah,
In general, I think the barrel aging gave it
beef it up a little?
Yeah, gave it this beefy texture to it.
yeah. And we don't mean like cow beef.
Yeah, like beefy as in like big.
As far as this beer goes, I'd say the hops kind of came out a little bit more.
Okay.
Whereas before it was just the bitterness that you'd get from a grapefruit, I'd say the hop bitterness is coming forward now.
Huh.
It's nice. I like it a lot.
I would definitely get this beer again. It's really tasty.
I want to wait until they have a different version of the Molotov surprise with the next fruit surprise. Even though you can look in the bottom of the can and cheat and figure out what it is.
Yeah.
But let's give the magic key phrase and sign off after we
good.
finish these brews.
Shibbity-bee-ba-doo! Very tasty. Very, very good.
Very tasty. Once again, my name is Steven Johnston.
And my name is Jesse Titus. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, or today, or morning, whenever you're listening to this. We truly appreciate everybody who tunes in.
And like we always say on Brews and Tunes, it's great today, but it's better tomorrow.
What?
I don't know, I'm trying to invent catchphrases.
It's What'd you say though? It's great today, but better morrow.
May it be a great day and to a better morrow.
Cheers to a better morrow, my friends. Yes.
I bid you a better morrow, sir.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Hey, it's Old Man Rust.
Oh, hey, old man Russ, why don't you hop slam my palm and high five it?
Alrighty. Oh, wow, what a great high five.
I was trying to go a little easy because I didn't want to break your frail little palm wrist.
Yes, I believe that in my old age, my wrist has gotten much weaker.
It's because it's covered in rust, old man Rust.
Oh my, you're right. I can see it now.
Of course I'm right. Now, hurry along and leave, please.
Okay, sounds good, Sonnies.
Until next week, old man Rust.
Thanks for having me on your poo cast. What's this called?
It's a podcast, old man Rust. Podcast.
A podcast?
It's like a radio show on the internet, but it's free.
What's the radio, son? I don't know what that is.
Oh, old man Rust, you silly. Get your dimple-loving face out of here.
Is the podcast what you do when
Go,
a boat
old
is
man
broken?
Rust. Old man Rust, go eat, have your prune juice and get out of here.
Oh my, that does sound like a good idea. My
Yes.
bowels have been stopped up as of late, so...
Well,
all
that's TMI, old man Rust. I bid you a better morrow.
right. Okay, sounds good, Sonny.
All right, goodbye. Man, old man Rust just lingers.
What an obtrusive gentleman.
Man, he lingers. All right, anyways, thanks again for joining us. This is American Brews and Tunes.
Peace.
Here's a theme song, you know it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American Brews